Hello, Geminians. This reading is for anyone who is identifying as or very interested in a Gemini at this time. Since it is the end of February now, before I am getting a reading out for you, Geminis, I really feel like this message, this reading will cover the better part of, if not all of, Pisces season for you. And I'm sort of finding that that's how these monthly readings are going to work for me. I always intend to get them out early in the month, but if it becomes after a mid-month point, then the reading is really generally looking at that next season. So what that time period, this Pisces season 2019, is looking like for you, and especially right now how it's starting, I feel like is feeling like you have the weight of many responsibilities at this time, Geminis. You are likely dedicated to more than one cause you are feeling passionate about. Trying to, and succeeding in, creating many things in your life, in the world at once. And I see that you are expressing from your heart. You are making a genuine offer of love to those you are creating for, from your heart space, and again, a very passionate way. Some of you, though, Geminis, are finding will be that you have dedicated yourself to maybe too many projects, causes, and you know, simply have too many responsibilities on the table this Pisces season. You didn't mean to promise too much. Your heart, your intentions were in the right place. You did feel very passionate about these tempting opportunities, things that you really wanted to engage in, that you really wanted to create, you really wanted to do, and you just are finding one too many means that you're just simply stretched too thin, and none of those things come to fruition, or something has to give, or, you know, maybe just particular certain ones can't. For some of you, we're talking specifically about work-related endeavors too, because I see the Five of Crystals in the root of the situation, where you had to show persistence throughout February. I feel for most of you is the case. Believe in new possibilities and work toward gains. You were either, you know, going through losses, or just not seeing the kind of income that you wanted or needed, or some resource was lacking. And so, you know, if not finances, then some other physical resource that's just as important to you, Geminis. And yeah, that lack there in the root of the situation, I think, has a lot to do with why you've dedicated yourself to so many things, one of which is a solid opportunity, a brand new beginning. It has very much to do with your ability to manifest the life and resources that you want and need, Geminis. And in the outcome of the situation, I see you returning to what inspires you, what got you dreaming to begin with, what really awakens you and connects you with your subconscious and maybe literally your dreams, Geminis. Because you maybe promised yourself to too many things at once, you're sort of returning back to what your intent is as you create and engage in being a creator in the world. Where, you know, are you coming from a space of love and reevaluating what that means, maybe listening to your intuition about which projects to dedicate yourself to say yes to, and which you have to say no to. Really reevaluating the fact that, you know, taking into consideration that you can sometimes be in danger of stretching yourself too thin is part of, you know, really showing respect and love to any project that you do engage in. Because of maybe overwhelming, overburdening yourself at the end of February here with the Ten of Fire. I think you can see that, right? Certain, you know, it may illuminate which opportunities are really for you in some way. Some of you are wanting to be an entrepreneur in some way, wanting to start your own business. And some of you in the recent past here, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So I see, you know, one of these areas you've been investing yourself in is, as I said, a solid, secure beginning. It's just a seed. It needs watered. It's just the very start of something. But you could choose to nurture that project, and you are in a creative, nurturing space. I think you saw the Empress on the bottom of the deck, right, as we started, or if not, then that's something I saw when I was shuffling and meditating with the deck before recording. But it's like, you know, you manifested this new opportunity into being, and for some of you, it is specifically something that has to do with entrepreneurship again, maybe even starting your own business in some way, continuing to be the manifester, since it looks like very aware that that's what's happening, or you're starting to become, at least, because your persistence and belief in new possibilities has manifested this new possibility for you. And it is, as I said, an opportunity, a seed that needs your attention, your nurturing, and you're in just the space to do it. Whether it's that opportunity or another one, like I said, the fact that you've overburdened yourself, I think, is illuminating the way forward, because some of these choices may just sort of naturally fall off and not be an option anymore because you've tried to dedicate yourself to so many things at once, right? That's what I'm seeing happening for you as Pisces season progresses. In the near future, there's more dedication. I think the projects that do remain, that can still be completed, you know, in the way or time that you had originally thought, your dedication only increases for those projects. This is your near future card, Geminis. I hope you can see this a little bit anyway. But as that way forward is illuminated, as it is made clear which choices are going to be best, easiest, preferable for you to progress with at this point, Geminis, it looks like you're advised to make sure to take those opportunities. Don't be so caught up with the opportunities that maybe some of you, not all of you, but that maybe some of you have have lost, again, on account of just being overwhelmed, just, you know, having spread your energy too thin, and everybody makes that mistake at some point. Some of you might be beating yourself up a little bit in your mind because of that, thinking back on the mistake. Some of you just aren't listening to your own insight and or helpful insight around you. You're just not able to focus. And, a lot, it looks like for a lot of you, it's because of thinking on those other opportunities that have been lost, or maybe just one, something that you thought you could handle and you just didn't have time for everything that you wanted to be dedicated to. And I see a message here too with the King of Wands and then the Seven of, well, it's acorns in this deck, the King of Fire and then the Seven of Fire beneath that, that if that's the direction you are going, starting your own business, being an entrepreneur, that it is in some sense something that you do have to fight for, in a sense. I don't want to say it has to be difficult, but it does have to be something that you choose often, all the time, over many other things. At least in the beginning, for most people, to get it started. That's, it can be different for everyone, sure, but as far as my own experience and other people I've talked to, you have to let it win over other things in terms of, well, just like this is saying, being willing to dedicate a good portion of your time to that. And yes, it does require your focus. And it looks like through Pisces season, Geminis, you've caught a little bit of that dreamy fever. You just really want to be in your dreams and your creations and the possibilities, and you're not really, well, you're either not really seizing, it's not that you're not seizing the opportunity, it's just that you're seizing so many of them. You're trying to seize all of the opportunities at once, and so you can't focus. And it's hard to make insightful decisions when you're feeling maybe emotional about having to make those kinds of choices. And then what happens when you choose all of them and you know that that's not a realistic possibility, you try to choose all of them, what happens is what's happening, it looks like, is that you end up getting some of them, but you don't get to choose which ones. The choice is just taken away from you because, it just sort of becomes out of your hands which ones fall through because you're stretched too thin and which ones make it through that. But like I said, either way, it looks like you're advised to take the opportunities that you still have that like are illuminated as the best ways or the most productive. Again, like I said, the preferable ways for you to direct your energy and to try to focus on those things. Again, your work process and your dedication to that, to the projects that you are left with, it looks like that is increased. So basically, it's just it's time to stop reevaluating. Just if there's a decision to be made, if you're still unable to make the decision, just listen to your intuition, go with your gut feeling, your instinct. That quiet, certain whisper or the feeling that matches that type of description, go with that inclination. Allow that to be your laser focus. If you really can't find it, find your insight in your own intuition. Go with the option, the choice that inspires you, if that's an angle from which you can look at your choices. But yeah, maybe stop reevaluating your even if some things have have fallen away because you've been stretched too thin. Like I said, you're more dedicated than ever to the work that remains to be done at this point and moving through Pisces season. And you don't have to, you know, it is time to just, you know, let your intuition make decisions and to stop reevaluating, but you don't need to stop dreaming, or being in that dreamlike state where you are considering all the possibilities that can be in your mind and in your heart and in your plans, right? And you can have time that's set aside for that type of dreaming and for that type of planning. There's just a need here to focus in, so to ground. Yes, allow and even schedule, if need be, time for that type of fantasizing and dreaming and planning and considering other paths and just, you know, at the same time, invite focus into your 3D material physical realm by only dedicating time to working to manifesting 1 or 2 or some realistic limited amount for you plans at a time, right? So I hope that offered you some insight, Geminis. Yes, I do private readings. All that information is down below in the description. If you'd like a private reading, you can check that out there. I hope you all make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. I certainly hope none of this sounded like it was preaching determinism. This is the path that I see some Geminis on now. Yeah, really just having too many choices, too many directions that you might direct your attention. So yeah, I hope this offered you some insight for your Pisces season 2019. And if it did resonate with you, I would love to hear how. I always love to hear how, if it did, in the comments or a message or an email. Thank you for that and for liking and subscribing, Geminis. Again, the description of the video has information on my services, my email address, links to my services, etc. Thank you for all contributions to LunarTicksTarot. Welcome, LunarTicks. I, again, hope you make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. I love you, Gems, and I will post another tarot fix for you as soon as I can.